Hello.
Hello, thanks for having me. Sure, sure. Thanks again for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Um, I've been working in translation for around 4 years, I'd say. I started with subtitling and dubbing translation, and as soon as I discovered the game localization, I knew that was something I needed to study and get into. So around 2 years ago, I moved completely exclusively to game localization, and I've been doing it only that since then. I've always played games since I was very little. It's something I love to do, and having the opportunity to work with it now and making games more accessible to people here in Brazil is something that makes me very happy. So I think that's it for now.
Fantastic. Yeah, no, I'm amazing. Amazing. Pretty amazing. Uh, People are telling me that my sound is not coming, but you guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, they are hearing me. So people from outside cannot hear me. Let me ask them again if they can hear me. Just a moment. Let me see. On Twitch, I can hear my voice. Very good. Very good. On YouTube, let me see. We are testing, guys. This is the first one, so
Yeah, yeah.
issues might happen. YouTube, my voice is coming out. On YouTube, I can hear my voice as well. They say my voice is low. So let's see. I think it's better now. Can you guys hear me? It's okay now.
Yep.
Okay, they say it's a little low, but okay. Okay, let me mute this one. Let me mute this one. I can speak louder, no problem. I just try to make my friends not deaf here, but it's okay. But very nice, Caio, for you to telling us. So it's such a pleasure to have someone so passionate about work and all that. So I'm very happy, to having you here. Fantastic. And Adrian, tell us something, some more about you.
So yeah, when I started studying translation in university, like I really didn't have any idea of what I wanted to do. But just like Caio, I also did like subtitling and dubbing courses because I was interested in multimedia translation. But I discovered that that wasn't for me. Like it was, I don't know, I didn't feel it like too close to what I wanted. So then there was this teacher that came from from the University of Bologna in Italy. He was from the city where I was studying, but he was teaching outside. And he basically gave us a localization course for free. Like, I don't know if you knew about this competition, how it's called, Logjam, I think. It took place like a couple of years ago, and they stopped because it was like a voluntary thing and stuff. But a lot of the students and a lot of professionals participated in this competition to translate like a free source game. And then there were the judges and everything. So when this competition took place while I was in my first year of university, this teacher gave us this course on localization, and I had the chance to take it and learn a lot from this teacher and two other teachers that were there. That one of them actually worked at Nintendo, which was like, wow, that's crazy because I was like 18 years old, and I don't know. So that was kind of when I decided I really like this thing. I didn't really know it was a thing I could do, but I'm interested in it, and that's when that's when I started learning more about the localization industry, how to do it, where to work, etc. And yeah, that was in terms of education. But I've been working in the localization industry for 6 years. I started as an LQA tester in Italy at Keywords Italy, and during COVID I had to come back to Spain. Worked for 2 years with Electronic Arts, and after that it was like my entry point on the industry. I started translating, and I've been doing so for 3 years already, and it's been really nice. I was looking forward to this.
Fantastic. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's so different, right? I think Caio relates when I say it. For example, when we talk about localization here in Brazil, right? We have some special courses, of course, we have courses for it. But when you do a university course, like I am bachelor's, I have a bachelor's degree in translation, and during my course we had some technical translation, scientific translation, audiovisual ones that just to subtitle things, okay, and then when we went to localization, we didn't have something specific per se. You know, we had to do like a course out of university. We didn't have something specific for it. So myself, I had this professor. She was my mentor during my final paper, which I wanted to prove that video game is art. Gamer, right? So then she is a localization expert, and she started to teach me. She said, "Oh, Rafa, I think you have a good professional view about it, so I will teach you. I will help you do this." So she was the one who taught me how to do that. How was it for you, Caio? Like, did you have something in the university? It was a course. How was it for you, man? This technicality.
I don't have a bachelor degree. I only have a postgraduate degree. And in it, I didn't even know about game localization, only audiovisual translation, as you said. But when I eventually found out about it, I had to go find some uh, alternate courses outside this university environment, and I took like 3 courses specific for game localization, and that was it. I mean, that's the way, you know.
Yeah, that's it. That's the way. Yes, exactly, man. Fantastic. Very good. You know, I think everybody starts like that. You know, I always tell people that translation, subtitling, and also the localization is something that you learn by doing it, right? If you read about it, okay, you can learn something. You can learn the theories about it. People tell you some aspects of the language, but the more you do, the better you get, right? This is how we do it. This is how I see the industry. But one thing that I see that it happens a lot in the market, and you guys as localizators, it's that when people start making a game, okay, they have a lot of care about the narrative, about the script of the game, and all that. They are worried if they have enough developers, rendering guys, rigging, processing, modeling, 3D artists, 2D artists, concept artists, but where is the localization in the group? And then this is something that calls my attention every time because I'm always participating in podcasts or any kind of meetings that we have about the games industry, and I always ask people why studios don't hire expert in localization, first. Why? Because I don't know about you guys, but do you only okay localize, or are you guys working in any other areas right now, like subtitling, interpretation, translation? How is it for you guys?
Right now, I'm exclusively working on in-game localization.
Okay.
I don't do anything else.
And you?
Yeah, me too. I tried opening up for marketing translation, and I had the chance to work on the marketing materials of a mobile phone application, like half a year ago, but nothing else apart from that. So it's full-time game localization, just like Caio.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yes, I am from 3 years from like now. I am doing only localization jobs, but I have worked with subtitling. And in the university, they told us to be an interpreter as well. So I also act as an interpreter for some games. And why I tell that? Because since we work with localization, we speak English, we know the language, right? You guys agree with that? And if they need some kind of translation during the process, we can help. If they need some kind of work outside of localization, something related to translation, we can help with that as well. And normally we get like a load of job, like a lot of papers to translate or to localize, like very fast. And how do you guys deal with deadlines? Have you ever had problems, or how do you deal? How do you make your day?
Hmm.
Adrián, you want to start?
So whenever we receive like a lot of work, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. How do you deal with that, And how do you
Mm,
how do you form your routine?
so I usually try to focus like on the smallest things I have. Like if I have different clients and I receive like small batches of, I don't know, couple hundred words, and then there's this huge thing that's gonna take me like a couple of days, that's for later. Like I want to start my day slowly. I don't know, take my breakfast while I'm working, chill, listening to my music. So it's like a good way to so work starts rolling. You deliver a couple things, and then you just focus on the huge thing. Because this way, I think that it's an easy way to avoid like clients um, bothering you while you're working on something bigger, right? Because then you have to stop this huge thing, focus on the little stuff, and it's like I don't know, I don't really like doing that, and it kind of bothers me when I'm like hyper focused on something huge and then I receive like these couple emails like, can you please check this little thing? Can you please do these small things? Like I don't know, I have like my time and place for that, and it's not right now.
Okay. And for you, Kai, how is it?
Yeah, I mean, I need to have this routine every day, such as Adrián. I usually start with, for example, right now I'm translating a game. We're in batch 6, I believe. So there are like 60 files from different sizes. And I started with the smallest one, and I'm moving my way to the bigger one. I think that usually works better for me. And if I'm juggling between projects from different agencies. I uh, I also try to do the smallest things first. I think it like to get that out of the way first, and then I can focus on the big and more convoluted stuff that I probably have to log in a lot of queries, ask and talk to other translators, and uh, that's how I usually do as well.
Very good. Very good. I myself, I do the same as you guys. I try to see what is. I try to start with the smallest parts. And sometimes the clients, they give you bits by bit. They give you little parts. Sometimes they give you like 10 pages or something, and or sometimes they just give you like the whole thing. I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys, but I have received the whole game one time to localize, and it was like, oh my god, okay. And the deadline
So
was like,
overwhelming.
yeah, it was, man. It was so overwhelming. I was sweating cold by doing it, but it was a good experience. All right. After I localized, I had more people to proofread it. Okay, so it was nice. It's always nice to have a proofreader, right, after you do your job. Do you guys proofread yourselves, or do you guys have someone to proofread your job?
I always
I'd say
proofread
both.
it on my phone. Yeah, yeah. I think usually there's a second step where the reviewer, the proofreader, goes through the text and make any change they think are fit. But before I deliver my work, I always proofread it.
Fantastic. Yeah. So this
Whenever I
is
can, sorry. Whenever I can, I try to let the text rest for a
Mhm.
day so I can see it again on the other day to with different eyes. Maybe you can see something you didn't spot on the day before. I think it helps a lot. Uh, we can't always do that, of course, because some deadlines are just crazy. But every time I can do it, I think it helps a lot improve the quality, the final quality of the text.
fantastic. Fantastic. Yes. Yes. I also localize. I also proofread my own text and all that. And I think it's always good. Okay, guys. So I also wanted to tell you, like, because probably during this video and during this podcast about the industry, and localization is one of the most important parts, I think, because we are the ones who connect the game worldwide, speaking about it, right? And I think this make people intrigued, like excited to know more about it. So if you have to give someone like any idea on how to start to be to work as a localizator, like to work in this area, what would you say to them, Caio? How would you tell them? Because people nowadays, especially in Brazil, and not only in Brazil, but I think in all the countries, when they think about translation, they see themselves only in literary ones, okay, the the technical ones. Some of them want the juridic translation because it makes money, a lot of money. And but people don't really understand what it is localization. So for someone who is starting or who has this desire to work with games, and they think that the only tool they have is English, and they think this is the only thing, but is like the most important thing. What do you have to tell them? Like, what would you say to them? Okay, come here, do this. Okay, start with this. What would you say?
First of all, I don't think knowing English is enough. I mean, I have two hands. That doesn't mean I can play the piano. So
Fantastic.
uh, you have to learn how to translate. It's something you have to study. You can't just, oh, I know this second language, so I think I can do this. It doesn't work like that. For game localization specifically, I think you do have to take some specific courses on it because it has so many specificities. Things are different from other kind of translation, and at the same time, it kind of has everything all at once. As literally, it has literal, like literary translation. It has audiovisual subtitle, dubbing, technical translation. It's all there. So you have to go study. One advice I would give is to use LinkedIn. I think it helps a lot to reach out to other translators and be a part of the community,
Mhm.
from other people and interact with them and see what they do, what they say, and how they work. I think it's great to have this network. It helps a lot. And once you have these, you're confident about your work, I think you can start sending emails to agencies you like. You see their website. I think I resonate with them on how they think about the industry. Sure, there are voluntary work you can do, like lock gems. I think it's something that can help a lot. You can go there and translate a full game and add it to your portfolio, and it's fair. It's a game, you translate it, and it's there. Anyone can play it. It's a wonderful thing. If you don't have experience, so how can I start? They want experience, but I don't have experience, so how can I start? And lock gems, I think, are a great way to do that. At the top of my head, I think that's what I can think about. Maybe Adrian has more tips.
Fantastic.
So based from what you just said about LinkedIn and connecting with people, I think that's like crucial. That's super important. So I would add to that, like, reach out to other professionals, like from the start. I like when I started freelancing. Okay, I had my experience like an in-house LQA tester, but that wasn't enough, of course, because freelancing is a completely different world, and I think you can agree with that. So I just started reaching out to other professionals, like when I started connecting with other linguists, and they shared like, oh, I have participated in this game, there's the credits and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, how did you do that? And I just wrote them on LinkedIn like, hello, I'm just starting out, I have this experience, etc. But I have no idea how to contact new clients, how to get where you are right now. And looking back, I got so much help from other people, and I still have to thank them like profusely because they taught me like the basics and what was best to do at that specific moment of my career. And I believe if I didn't have the courage to reach out these people, maybe I wouldn't be doing as good as I am right now.
Fantastic. Yes, I think this is the most important part, right? Networking. Yes, talking to people and all that. Well, without, I think that LinkedIn is a very powerful tool for us that work with this. Without it, I wouldn't have met you guys, right? We wouldn't be here, right? So it's awesome. And one of the things that I like the most about sharing and talking with other people that works with localization is that you can always not like compare your job, because everybody has a different interpretation of things, right? This is translation, this is localization, but how to make it better. Have insights, different insights, some helps and all that. And this is some good things. Like, I have learned a lot of strategies, a lot of ways to do some kind of localization depending on the game, how to do a proper research and how to do that, because people told me how to do it, right? And one of the things that we have to bear in mind is that it doesn't matter how much do you know English, like Caio was saying, it doesn't make you perfect or fit for the job. you really need to go deeper, understand how translation works, because we see so many people that they start a game, and when you see the game, you see translations, but you don't see localizations of the game. And when you see translation, you see that normally a person translated for oneself, for himself, for herself, right? Because they took their own idea, their own knowledge about what is happening in the game, and they put into their words, but they don't put out to the public. And this is one thing that we are specialized at, to communicate with the public, to communicate to whom they want the game to communicate with. So I think this is one of the most important things, and LinkedIn helps a lot with that. Yes, I think all of you guys have well said what it is, localization and all that. And about, I have separated some questions here. I just got excited here and started making questions, but I have separated some questions for us guys here. Okay, so here, localization for you guys, does it have another meaning just beyond translation? For you guys, it has like a more deep meaning.
It's like a bridge, bringing cultures together, right? Like, I mean, um, when you're localizing, you're kind of trying to keep the essence of the source text of the game you're playing, but you also wanted to make it familiar for the players that are playing, right? So I don't know, let's say you're working on a Japanese game that is all about Japanese culture and Japanese, I don't know, items, people, areas, and everything. Like, you can keep all that stuff because, of course, it's important in this game, but you can still add like a lot of content that people can relate from a different culture. Like, I had this specific example from a game I worked on. It's called Promise Mascot Agency. Um, and yeah, it's based in Japan and it's about the Yakuza and everything. But the team, like, we tried to add a lot of quips and a lot of references to Spanish culture as well, like not super forced, but it felt like Spanish, kind of a mix of Spanish, Japanese people on that Japanese world. And I think it was really enjoyable. And from what I saw in the reviews, people really enjoyed it.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think that most of the time you want to make the players feel like the game was originally written in their language. Uh, like the translation needs to sound so natural that the player doesn't even stop to think, oh, this is not a game in Portuguese. It's not a game in Spanish. Uh, wow, this is so idiomatic. This is so natural to me. So I think that's our job when we're localizing games. So more than knowing the second language, the English in our case, I think it's more important to know your target language. After all, you're writing, you're typing in that language, so we have to know all about it. You have to be in contact with how people speak, how they communicate, different age groups, different times. So I think that's the tricky part of it.
Fantastic point of view. Yes, I think this is correct. Very accurate what you guys have said. I loved it actually. It's so good to talk about that, and I really agree on that. It's so good nowadays to start a game and uh, select the language you want to hear, or select the language you want to read, like the localization, and all that. You can identify yourself there, uh, identify cultural parts of your country in the game, even though they remain the culture of the game itself, but you can see bits and bits of your culture there. So it's so cool. It's so nice to have that. I think it connects the player with the game, and this is awesome because I don't know. I never ask the ages of people who I talk to, but for example, I am 38 years old, and I am from the time that I had to play Resident Evil 1 and 2 in Japanese, for example, So it was so difficult, man. It is already a difficult game, right? The PlayStation 1 games. And to play that in Japanese, I just wanted to have like something. When they released it on like in English, I was okay, something I can read, right? Good. But nowadays, when you play Resident Evil 2 Remake or Resident Evil 4 and 7, 8, and we are having Resident Evil 9 Requiem now, and probably it's going to be localized, and it's so good, to have your language there and connect. I think it's nice. And sometimes I see many people commenting, for example, oh my God, why they don't localize this game? Let's talk about Nintendo, for example. All right. So, why they don't localize this game? And people ask. And whenever I see this type of comment, I always tell them the industry point of view, right? Because they sometimes get mad at the company, at the industry, but it's because they don't know how it works, right? What do you guys? What is your thought about it? Why do you guys think some companies they don't localize their games? Like, do you have any idea? Have you ever stumbled upon something like this? You know, what do you guys have to say about it?
There are a lot of factors. I think, for example, let's suppose it's a very indie developer. They probably don't have the budget to translate to localize it to many language. Um, let's suppose it's a bigger developer. Maybe they did some market study and they came to the conclusion that um, the game wouldn't perform well in a specific country, so they don't think it's necessary to translate it into that language. I mean, there's so many factors. Sometimes they get in touch with an agency, an LSP, language service provider, and they don't offer the some languages. They only work with a certain amount of languages, and they don't want to go to two LSPs. I mean, I think there are many factors.
Very good. But these are good factors. People know them now. This is why I wanted to ask. What do you have to say about it, Adrian?
Yeah, basically what Caio said, like I think it's mostly about a budget thing. Like it's always about money. I mean, video games are entertainment, but it's also a business. And I mean, it is what it is. Like there's been like a huge outrage because well, at least in Spain, I don't know about other places, okay, but Final Fantasy Tactics, the remake they are releasing, it's only localized in four languages, I think. It's Japanese, English, French, and German, possibly. And everyone was like, why not Spanish? And it's like, I don't know, it's a huge game. Maybe it's not going to be profitable for Square Enix, even though it's a giant company. I don't know. But yeah, sometimes you have to say, all right, okay, it is what it is, and just
Move on,
read in
right?
English, I guess.
No, yeah, no, but this is true. This is true. I think I always tell people, about that. I always say it's a budget problem. I always say maybe they consider the niche of the game to be concentrated more in that area, so they don't localize to other languages, right? If you play Final Fantasy, for example, most of people that are anime fans, right? They play the game in Japanese with the localization in their language, right? They put the audio in Japanese and then they just put the localization in their language because they want to feel like they're watching something Japanese, right? So they do that, but they don't want to lose like the originality of the game and all that. And sometimes, I think that most of the games right now are coming with voiceovers, right?
Mhm.
And normally, some agencies who makes voiceovers, they also make localization, but the budget will be the double, right? Because you
Yes.
have like the actors. It's not simple to select an actor to do a voiceover, right?
Mhm.
It's very difficult because you have to see the characteristics of how the narrative was written for that character, see what matches, what it doesn't, and then after that we can do the localization as well. And sometimes if we have two studios working in a game, like you have a studio working with the voiceover and then you have another studio working with localization, so then we have a disparity, we have a difference between what they say and the localization itself, right? This happens sometimes in Brazil, for example. I don't know about Spain, if this happens, but in Brazil sometimes you play a game and then you like hear the audio, they are saying something, and then in the localization is different. Why? Because the translation for the script was different than the one from
Mhm.
localization. And I always tell people that this is one of the things that also makes it difficult to have a localization for a game, right? Very good, guys. Very good indeed. What is the biggest misconception that people have about localization? What do you think that people really don't understand about localization? If you have to say like one thing about it.
Is it like people in general,
Yeah, people in
like anyone
general.
on the street?
In general.
Oof,
Yeah.
people don't even know this job exists. Like,
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if it's happened to you guys, but so many times someone has told me, "What do you do for a living?" It's like, I'm a video game translator because, of course, I cannot say localizer.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Wait, what? What? How do you do that?" Like, and what do you translate? Like the images of the game? And it's like, no, I translate the text, obviously. But it's like it's so obvious for us, but it's not for anyone else because at least when I entered like college, I didn't even know it was a thing either. Like I didn't even consider there was someone translating the content of the game, like not the full script, like the UI, the items, the text, the descriptions, everything. So yeah, I think that's the biggest misconception. People don't even know what it is about.
Fantastic. And you, Caio?
I think one big misconception people always say to me is they think we can see the game when we're translating. Like we have access to images and the cutscenes, and someone's playing, and the subtitles does not match what's happening in the screen. Wait, uh, did the person wasn't paying attention? What happened here? We don't know what's happening. Many times we just have to guess. It's also when we have some reference material, but unfortunately, that's not the what happens in most of the case. So when people discover that we only have a lot of words in our screen and that's it most of the time, they yeah,
Yeah.
think that.
We know the feeling, Caio. We know the feeling. And I think that everybody that is watching and works with localization, they know what you're talking about, because I think it's a process that people think like we have the access to the whole game, we play the whole game, we understand everything. No, sometimes we just have an expression, and we have to interpretate the expression and to see it if it is okay. This is a more bully one. Okay, this is more loving one. They are just playing it. Are they mocking somebody? We have like to read read again and read again. Sometimes we don't have all the script. We receive just a part of it, and then we cannot look inside the text for the answers that we want to localize it, right? So it's so difficult sometimes just to put it in words, right, for other languages, what people are trying to do. And this is something very difficult. Yes, sometimes we just receive some documents, right, and we put in our cat tools and we start working, and we also sometimes we never see or receive a review about our job.
Yep.
So we don't know if it was okay. We don't know if it worked. And one of the worst things that can happen to us, and this happens a lot, is will we be credited for the job? Right? Like we have worked so much in this project, but like, will we be credited about it? Will we have our names there? You know, so sometimes people don't know who we are because we really do not appear anywhere. You know, this is the main problem, right? Um, so I know that people fight for this, right? And I think this is something very important. And this is it, guys. You know, you that are watching, this is how difficult it is to localize something. You know, like you just saw, we receive parts of a text, and this is why, again, I will quote what Caio said. Knowing English or knowing a second language, it's not the only thing that you need.
Mhm.
Okay, because interpretation skills, oh my god, they are very important. You know, how to scheme a text, how to scan a text, how to, man, sometimes even to do like translating sounds like a cacophony or something. My god, I remember one time I had to localize a song. My god, guys, it was a song that it was a lullaby, and it doesn't exist anymore. It was never translated. It was from the 50s. Imagine 1950s. And then the director told me, okay, you have to make rhymes with that, but you cannot lose the essence because this is
Oh,
something cultural. And I said, oh my god, how will I do that? And they give you a deadline that normally is on the weekends, right, guys? Normally is on the weekends, and then we just have to do it. So studying is part. Like, if you think that once you know how to localize something and someone pat you on the back and say, "Oh, congratulations, you have done a good job," think again. You will have to study more. This is
mhm.
something that always happens, right? I guess. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Very good.
So
Very good.
Always learning.
Oh yeah, it's something that always happen, right? Very good.
mhm.
Now let's talk about something more fun. Like, what has been the most fun or a challenging game you have worked?
Hmm. For challenging,
And
I would
fun.
say
Mm. Oh, sorry.
Grid Master. Like it's like a dungeon crawler game. It's only in English and Spanish, and it's actually voiceovered as well. And it was it was really complicated because the game is basically based on text. So everything you write, the game has to recognize that text and answer accordingly. And there's like these, you could say it's like a kind of Dungeons and Dragons game. And there's the game master, which is the Creed master. Your party is a group of undead people, and this guy is constantly answering to everything you write. So maybe you write kick, and your character actually kicks, or you write slash, and your character uses a sword and slashes, or maybe you write a swear word, and the crit master says, "Hey, please don't say that kind of word." I don't know. So you just have to. I had the role of localizing these words. Like there was this huge file. It was called word pools, and it was basically like swear words. And I just had to write like every kind of swear word in Spanish I could over there in case the players decided to use it, so the game could recognize it. Fruits. I had to write every kind of fruit I could imagine. So yeah, so it was like that with a lot of types of things like weapons, fruit, food, swear words, places, fish. I don't know, a lot of stuff, and it was crazy because I had to be like checking dictionaries, checking thesaurus and everything because I don't know that many words, or there are so many words that you even end up forgetting the most basic ones. Like I think I once forgot about the word apple. Crazy.
No, fantastic. Yeah, it is challenging, right? Like swear words and all that. When we have like a lot of vocabulary, it's very difficult sometimes. But fantastic, man. Very nice. And you, Caio, how was for you?
I wouldn't say challenging, but one of the most fun projects for me was the recent release, The Precinct. It's a police themed game set in the 80s. So we had to do a lot of research into this period of time. It was very fun searching and researching expressions from that time, watching movies from the 80s to see how people spoke and how they talk, especially the police. And there were a lot of lots of technical terms like some weapons and equipment from police equipment that doesn't necessarily exist today, or they have in any way been changed. So there was a lot of research involved, and it was very fun trying to adapt and localize the text to make it sound like it's really set in the 80s. Um, I watched lots of scenes from movies in the 80s, but especially dubbed movies because I think they have this special vibe. It's very characteristic from that time, and it was very fun, and it was
Very good.
not that like so challenging, but it was fun.
No, but awesome, awesome, awesome. This is what I like about localization. It gets us out of our comfort zone sometimes, right? This is good. The amount of vocabs that we can learn, the amount of things that we can learn for a project, it is amazing. As of now, I am currently I am working on an ongoing project. It is an indie game, and it has so many bullying words, and it's so difficult sometimes because you don't know anymore when the kids are doing, like, okay, are the kids playing, mocking themselves, or like, are they really cursing themselves here, right? And then you have some sentences that people try to rhyme, right? Those things that they say, like sounds of animals, like barkings, and that connects with a word that has the same ending in the sound. For example, ow, seu animal, right? So woof, you big proof, something like this. So man, it is these things are hard, this has been a challenge because kids, they invent, I think, every minute a new word, and the game tries to make this as real as possible. So it is difficult, it is challenging, but the funniest, I think the funniest thing was when I had to help people with some slangs for World of Warcraft because of trolls. I think Caio knows what I'm talking about because of Warcraft, right? And then the, the trolls, when they decided to use like a specific accent here in Brazil, it was so funny. And it was good. And talking about the games that you guys have worked on, you guys have sent me a list here. So, uh, uh, in your case, Caio, you talked about the precinct, right? You also told me that you have worked on Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2 Remastered and Parcel Corps, right?
Yes,
Fun,
that's some of the games I've worked on.
fantastic, man. Between these, which one do you like it the most to do it?
Oh, as I said, the precinct, it was very, very fun. Every time a new batch came in, I was very excited. I went the extra mile to research everything, and was very vocal in our groups and discussing terms and solutions. That was, I think, to this day, is one of my favorite projects.
Fantastic, fantastic, man, fantastic. Now that I know, man, guys, just for you, okay, this is for the audience and for you guys as well. I am a Warcraft, World of Warcraft fan, and I play the games, and it's so good to know that the next time I run the game, I know who localized it. So congratulations, guy, for that. Very good, man. Very good localization. And I think that if you guys played any games that Caio said here, please, if you have LinkedIn, access Caio's page, congratulate him because this is something good. Okay, he has made the game more accessible to you. So this is fantastic. Congratulations, Kai, for your job, man.
Come on, man, you're gonna make me blush.
Ah, come on. We need to do that. Come on. And then talking about Adrian now, you have worked in Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, right?
Mhm.
Mouthwashing and Crypt Master. About these ones, which one do you prefer the most? What would you say?
Definitely Lost Records.
Yeah.
Like it was amazing. We worked on that game for a year. I was like the sole translator for Spanish. It was a really huge game, and I don't know the whole vibe of the game, like the relationship between the characters, the the age it takes place. It's like in the 90s. Okay, yeah, I'm from the late 90s, but kind of reminded me of the 2000s. So I don't know, it was really, really, really good, and I actually made quite a lot of friends from the team of translators. So that was really nice as well.
Fantastic, fantastic. Many people are talking about, Lost Records because they say this it's a very good narrative-based game, right? And I congratulate you, okay? Because it's
Thank you so much.
yeah, no worries. Because working on a game that is very narrative-based, it's not easy. It's difficult because sometimes you start localizing and then they change.
Yeah,
And then you are at the middle, they change, right? This happens with all
that
games.
happened.
We know that, but narrative-based games are like that. And this game has like blown my mind, man. Lost Records. The every time I played, the decisions I had to make, and it's so good. And the next time I play, I will be sure to play in Spanish. Guys, please play in Spanish. To see
The show,
Adrian
the
work.
Portuguese localization is amazing as well. Shout out to Rodrigo Capel.
Oh,
He's
fantastic!
amazing. He's a
Yeah,
really good professional. So I hope you played it in Portuguese and enjoyed the localization because you really did a good job as well.
Yes, man. When Caio shared the post about the podcast, Rodrigo was there and say, "Oh my God, Caio is there! Good, fantastic!" And then I said, "Oh, Capel, don't run. You're next." you
Rodrigo
know,
is great. Rodrigo is great. I worked with him on a project, and as Adrian said, he's an amazing professional.
it
Only
is.
good things to say about him.
Yes, man. Yes, we have so many good people in the industry right now, right? Not only like we have a Brazilian guy here, Kai, and a Spanish person here. Okay, of course, Adrian, and so, but guys, we have so many others, that are so good at what they do, and sometimes we live behind the curtains, but this is us showing off, appearing here, showing ourselves, like talking more about our project, our lives, how it is. And we are getting to the end, almost 1 hour here of podcast. But I would like, of course, yes, it passed very fast, right?
Yep.
Yes, yeah, because it was fun. It is good. Yeah, very good. A very good talk. I would like to save this time for you guys to talk about your jobs, your contacts, okay, your social media. Please feel free, okay, to say them, and I will write them on the chat here while you guys say it, okay, to help you out. So, who wants to start talking about it? If people want to reach you out for a job, please use this part to connect yourselves to the audience as well.
Caio, the floor is yours.
Okay. I mainly use LinkedIn. I mean, it's like the only social network I use. So you can find me there, Caio Penido. Just search. You're gonna see a very bold headline saying I'm the kindest translator, the Brazilian translator you ever meet, or something like that. So that's me. You can send me a message, send me a DM. There's my email there. I think you can find my cell phone number there as well. I'm always open to talk to anyone, beginners, newcomers, veterans, of course. I'm always available, and I love doing it. I love talking to other translators, talking to fellow translators. It can be so lonely sometimes working by ourselves here. So I'm always glad when I have the chance to talk to someone else and just discuss translation things and stuff. So please come say hi, send me a message, or send me some work. I love that too.
Yeah. Rodrigo just he just said on YouTube, because we are live on Twitch, on YouTube, and also on LinkedIn. And Rodrigo said, "You're awesome. It was such a fun day. Next time I'll drink a Monster so we can hang out for more time." you know, we also have
Here's Rodrigo.
here Rodrigo Capel. Yeah.
Rodrigo.
Yes.
Rodrigo.
Yes. Fantastic, man. He was here cheering for the Bloomin' Rage team, while Adrian was talking about it. So fantastic. Fantastic. It is amazing. And you, Adrian, use your time, please.
Yeah, so just like Caio said, I also use LinkedIn mainly. I also have a Twitter account, but I mean, it's just there. I don't really use it. So you can find me with my full name. It's Adrián Marinero García. And yeah, feel free to connect with me, chat with me. Like if you have any kind of questions, if you're a newcomer to the industry, if you're a veteran and I don't know, just want to have a chat, just want to share what you thought of this podcast or anything, yeah, feel free to reach out. My email is also in my profile. You can check out my portfolio. We just mentioned a couple of titles, but you will find some interesting stuff in there as well. And yeah, just like Caio said, if you want to give me some work, yeah, go ahead.
Why
Please.
not, right?
Of course, looking forward.
Yeah, it's very good because the whole idea of this, right, of this podcast is to connect people, of course. And why not, reaching out to new job opportunities and all that. This is the idea, right? Guys, it was amazing to be with you here. I am very happy to have met new friends. I will call you friend now, okay? Because we were here talking, we work in the same area, and I'm very happy about it. Okay, very, very happy about it to have people of your caliber here at our first episode, okay, of the Mundo Gamer Career podcast. I really searched, and I was talking to Caio before this all started. Caio knows that, and then Caio told me, "Oh, I have people for you to call and bring it here." So I didn't call on like everyone because I have to make more episodes, right? So we have to bring everybody here. But then he mentioned Adrian, and it was such a pleasure, Adrian, to have met you. You are a fantastic person. Caio, you are a fantastic person. I
Likewise.
really, oh, thank you so much. I really love your job. Okay. I am an enthusiast, not only about games, but about localization. I think it's fantastic, the work that we do for the public, right? So I congratulate us for what we do. And I do hope that we continue doing this like for a long and long time. Because it is awesome. And I hope that with this, people get to know more about localization. And if you have more questions, okay, we have an ebook. I will put on the link here. Even if you guys want to share this with people, okay, I will put this. I will send to Caio and Adrian later as well, okay, the
Mhm.
material so they can have and take a look. But I will share it with you guys here on over the networks here on. We have a Twitch, okay, and let me just copy the links here and show it to you guys. We have an ebook, and if you want to start working the game industry, we also have uh, a level up part of the industry here for you to go come and start working, in the industry. So these are the links. It's on Twitch right now. People can see it. Now it's on YouTube. I have also put your LinkedIn's there. Okay, guys. So I think everybody will have access to that. And thank you so much for you that have watched us so far. Thank you so much for participating, Caio and Adrian. It was so fun, and it was very enlightening to have you guys here. And the next episode, I hope we can have more people here so we can talk more. We can make six. Imagine six people talking about localization. Oh my
Wow.
god! So it's gonna be awesome. We can do something different like that. So do you want to say something just to wrap it up, Caio and Adrian? Feel free.
Thank you.
Been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us. It was a pleasure, an honor to be here. Uh, Thank you, Adrian, for accepting it. Thank you, Rafael, for calling me. Hope we can do this more times, more people, as you said. Thanks.
Of course, of course. You have something to say, Adrian, my dear friend?
Yeah, me too. Like, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Caio, for recommending me and sending Rafael my details. And of course, thank you, Rafael, for organizing this podcast. I will stay tuned for the next episodes.
Oh,
It will be fun.
fantastic.
Thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
Thank you guys, and thank you for watching Mundo Gamer Career Podcast. We will always be coming here with people from the game industry to show you how it is behind the curtains. And I see you in our next episode. Bye bye.